Surprise! I am back on the channel again. Now, remember that video I said I was going to return on November 30th? But no, I am returning a bit earlier this year. Welcome back, everybody. This year we're going to have a good time and hopefully have a lot more content. But today we are going to look at some animal facts about birds. I'm only going to read 30 of them. You ready? Number 1. The sword-billed hummingbird is the only bird with a bill longer than its body. Now some of these facts are going to be a bit short. Number 2. There are over 9,500 species of birds in the world. Scientists typically group them into 30 categories. Birds are the most widespread of all animals around the world. Number 3. Approximately 2/3 of all the bird species are found in tropical rainforests. Number 4. Haut-zin chicks have 2 claws on each ring. When they climb out of the nest, they use their claws to hold onto mangrove trees. They lose their claws once they mature, but they remain poor flyers. Number 5. The longest feathers ever seen were on a chicken in Japan. Its tail feathers measured 34.7 feet or 10.59 meters long. Wow! Number 6. To make them more lightweight, most birds do not have bladders to store pee. Rather than producing liquid pee to get rid of wastes, they produce a white pasty substance. However, while an ostrich does not have a bladder like a mammalian bladder, it is unique among birds because it does have a complete separation of poo and pee. Yuck! Number 7. A bird's lungs are much more complicated and efficient and take up more space than those of mammals, such as humans. A human's lungs compose about 1/20th of its body, but a bird's only takes up 1/5, 1/5. Number 8. The Australian pelican has the longest bill of any bird in the world. It is nearly 2 feet or 0.5 meters in length. The sword-billed hummingbird, with its 3.9 inch or 10 centimeter bill, is the only bird with a bill that's longer than its body. Number 9. Owls cannot swivel their eyes. Instead, they move their heads completely around to see straight behind them. They live on every continent except Antarctica. Soft fringes on their wings make their flight essentially silent. Number 10. Famous birds include Ba in Egyptian mythology, Ba Jukni in the Talmud, the coo bird in Mexican folklore, the firebird in Native American mythologies, harpies in the Greek, the phoenix in the Egyptian, Quetzalcoatl in Aztec mythology, and the raven in Native American religions. Number 11. Famous birds in literature include the albatross in the Rime of the Ancient Mariner, Archimedes in The Once and Future King, Chicken Little, Chanticleer in Chaucer's Nun's Priest Tale, Fawkes and Hedwig in Harry Potter, Mother Goose, the raven in Edgar Allan Poe, the raven, owl in Winnie the Pooh, Sorandor, the King of Eagles in J.R.R., Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, and the Ugly Duckling. Number 12. The famous birds in cartoons, comics, and films include Big Bird in Sesame Street, Buzz Buzzard and in Woody Woodpecker, Disney's Darkwing Duck, Footloop's cereal, Toucan Sam, Woodstock in the Peanuts comic strip, Woody Woodpecker, and Iago in Aladdin. 13. In the continental US alone, between 1.4 and 3.7 billion birds are killed by cats annually. 14. The only bird with nostrils at the end of its beak is the kiwi. This placement helps it sniff for food, such as worms and insects on the ground. It often snorts to clear its nostrils. 15. Unlike most birds that sing, a woodpecker will drum its beak against a tree. Other woodpeckers can identify which bird is by the sound of the drumming. Number 16. The most talkative bird in the world is the African grey parrot. One African grey parrot could say over 800 words. Most species of parrot only learn about 50. 17. Many birds, such as starlings, sing notes too high for humans to hear. 18. The chicks of large bird species often take the longest to hatch. Emu chicks, for example, take 60 days to hatch. Small songbirds just take 2 weeks to hatch. Number 19. A green woodpecker can eat as many as 2,000 ants per day. Number 20. The Japanese crested ibis is one of the rarest birds in the world. Probably fewer than 50 crested ibises are alive today. Wow! Number 21. The 1989 Exxon Valdez oil spill in Alaska polluted approximately 1,180 miles of coastline and killed up to 100,000 seabirds. Number 22. The bird with the most feathers is the whistling swan, with up to 25,000 feathers. Hummingbirds, on the other hand, are so small that they have fewer than 1,000. 23. Falconry was developed more than 4,000 years ago in Eastern and Central Asia. Birds were used because they could kill animals beyond the range of a hunter's weapon. Genghis Khan reportedly had 10,000 falconers. 24. Coal miners often used canaries to detect poisonous levels of carbon monoxide gas. Miners knew that if the canary passed out, they were in danger too. The phrase canary in a coal mine derives from this history. 25. The marsh warbler can mimic more than 80 different birds. Others renowned mimics include mockingbirds and lyrebirds. Number 26. A pelican's pouch-like beak can hold up to 2.5 gallons of water at a time. The beak will shrink to squeeze out the water before the pelican swallows its food. 27. A vulture named the lammergeier will fly with bones high in the air and then drop them onto rocks. It will then eat the smashed bones like a circus sword swallower. Wow! Number 28. The bird that lays the smallest egg in the world is the bee hummingbird. Its egg is just under 0.5 to 0.25 centimeters and weighs a mere 0.02 ounces. 29. Though it looks like a bird's knee is bending backwards, what is bending backward is actually its ankle. Below its ankle is an extended foot bone leading to the toes. A bird's real knee is usually hidden by feathers. 30. The ostrich lays the biggest egg in the world. It measures 7.7 to 5 centimeters and weighs 3 pounds. However, the biggest egg of for the size of the mother is laid by the kiwi and is third of the weight of the bird. It is 5 centimeters long and can weigh as much as a pound. Wow! This would be equivalent of an ostrich laying an 88-pound or 40-kilogram egg. Good goodness me. 31. The mallee fowl is famed for making a huge compost pile for its nest. Its eggs are incubated by the heat given off the rotting vegetation. 32. Social weaver birds live in huge communal nests that look like huge haystack spread across a treetop. Some nests can weigh a few tons, have over 400 birds living in them, and may be 100 years old. 33. The heaviest bird of prey is the Andean condor. It can weigh up to 27 pounds or 12 kilograms. 2 more then. 34. The most common wild bird in the world is the red-billed quelea, with an estimated adult breeding population of 1.5 billion pairs. It mostly lives in sub-Saharan Africa, and thousands of birds can be in a single flock. The most common non-wild bird is the chicken. And finally, 35. Many scientists believe that birds evolved from dinosaurs during the Mesozoic era about 150 million years ago. That's all for today. Here's our story.